Today I am going to read 100 pages of this book. Chapter 1. I know my community. Indeed, it is great to be part of a home, school, and church and other units of a community. All your needs are provided, but you must do your part. I answered this. In this lesson, you will be a young painter. You will draw your community. You will also answer this question. Why is it important that you understand the meaning of community and become familiar with the people living in it? There are times when families are composed only of a father and the children or a mother and the children. These happen when one of the parents is already gone. In situations when both parents are gone, the children are usually taken care of by their grandparents. Such family is composed of the grandmother, grandfather, and grandchildren. A family that lives together with other relatives such as the grandfather, grandmother, uncle, aunt, and cousin is called an extended family. A family lives in a house, a structure built to provide security for each member. It is where members rest, eat, change clothes. Oftentimes, both parents are the children's first teachers. They teach them to read, write, and count. It is where good values such as love of God are being taught. The parents both provide security for the family. They help each other in performing duties at home. Their children are their source of happiness and inspiration. The children also help in household chores. Each family member has roles to do to maintain love and peace in the family. Complete the statement below with the appropriate information about your family. Pause the video to answer a question because it's personal or something. I already answered this. Did you know the family is the smallest unit that makes up a community? The teaching of discipline, obedience, helpfulness, politeness, and other good virtues begins in the family. Good citizenship is attributed to the kind of family one has. Thus, each member of the family is expected to be a good member of the community. What part of the community have you learned? Why is it important that you belong to a family? It is now clear to you that a family is a part of a community. You'll learn about the other groups that make up a community in our next lessons. A child like you does not stay only at home. There are parts of the community that will expand your experience and knowledge. That you need, and one of them is the school. The school is a part of the community. It is where you interact with your classmates, teachers, principal, and everyone who works there. Coming to your classes prepared, being attentive, listening to class discussions, and participating actively in classroom activities are needed for you to learn a lot in school. Every day, many lessons are taught in school. Aside from the lessons, you also sing, dance, act, draw, play, and do other activities that will help in your development. As part of this community, you must follow its rules and regulations. It is every school's objective to mold intelligent, good, and kind learners. That is why the principal, the head of the school, together with the teachers, sees to it that the school is in order, clean, and safe. Why is it important to be part of a school? What are the things that you need to do to be a good part of it? Describe your school. Enumerate its members who guide you in developing your mind and character, then answer the questions below. What's enumerate? Did you know the school is considered the second home of children? I already know that. The teacher serves as their second parent who helps on the development of their mind and character. Teachers work hard to guide the children to become good members of the community. After the description of the family and school as part of the community, discuss the questions below. What is the smallest unit that makes up a community? I don't really know. How does good parenting help in the development of children? Why must one be a good member of the community? Is it a good thing if you become a good member of the community? Why? Why is it important that your mind and character are molded at home and in school? Why is there a need for character information for a child like you? How can the school and home help you become a good person? Good questions. Look at the pictures below. Color the one where your family goes to in order to pray. Write below your chosen picture the name of your church. I forgot what my church looks like. The church is a part of the community. Each church has its own leaders who guide its members to deepen their faith in God. The head of the Catholic Church is called a priest. I think that's how they say it. The Muslims have an imam. I don't know what an imam is. Members of English and Cristo call their leader minister. On the other hand, the Protestants have pastors. What are pastors? Our church leader is, we usually go to church. Describe your church. Who are its members? Is it good to become a regular member of the church? What must be done to become a good member of the church? Answer the questions. Did You know the place of worship for the Roman Catholics is the church. On the other hand, it is the chapel for the Protestants in Iglesia Ni Cristo and Mosque mosque for Masjid for the Muslims. The market. Another important part of the community is the marketplace. People go to the marketplaces or malls to purchase items needed by the family, such as food, clothing, and other needs and wants. Where do you buy your household needs? Why do you need to be careful when you are in this part of the community? The Sari store is commonly found in the community. It sells various items which are generally sold in retail or small packs. Health center. Health centers, clinics, and hospitals are also parts of the community. Sick members of the community are brought here for proper treatment. There are public and private hospitals. Public hospitals usually provide lower consultation and medical fees, if not free compared to private hospitals. What must we do to have good health? Medical tourism refers to the arrival of people from foreign countries for medical treatment. Foreigners believe in the skills of Filipino doctors and nurses in the country. Medical fees are usually cheaper here also. We talked about family, school, church, market, and health center as parts of our community. Now answer the following. Who are the members of the community? Why is it important to be part of the community? How can you become a good member of the community? I can only answer the first question. Remember these. A community is a place where people live. A community is composed of different groups of people interacting with each other. You're part of the community. The community is made up of valley, school, church, market, and health center. A community is similar to a town. It is important to belong to a community because it protects you and gives you access to your needs. Identifying the meaning of community. Color the happy face yellow if the statement gives the correct meaning of community. We didn't have a yellow crayon, so we just shaded it. In your own words, define community. Read each sentence about the family in school, write true if the statement is correct. If it is wrong, change the underlined word with the correct word or phrase. What's accompanied? I paused the video so that it won't be long. And I explain the importance of the community. Complete the statements below. I already answered these. I don't think of thankful to my mother and father because they took care of me. It is important to pray because God will. I don't know what that says. I am a good member of the family because from I listen to my parents. I learned a lot in school because too much knowledge. I eat fish, fruits, and vegetables so that I will be healthy. Identifying the parts of the community. Complete the concept web below by supplying the missing letters of each part of the community. Okay, I just answered it. Explaining the importance of a community. Read and then analyze the following situations depicting events that happen in the community and circle the letter of the best answer. Your mother has an errand for you, but you are busy playing with your favorite toy. How will you show to your mother that she is important to you? A. Answer her, yes, mother, I'm going. Then continue playing. B. You will immediately stop playing and do the errand. I answered this correctly. It is your family's schedule to go to church. You are playing your favorite computer game. How will you show that God is your priority this day? Immediately stop playing and prepare for church, or you will continue playing the game. Easy. Technically, are doing their homework. You want to play with them. How will you show them that you support their diligence? You'll let them study first and read their books, or you'll ask them to play first with you. B. You are advised by your doctor to eat nutritious food so you will not get sick. What will you do? You will eat nutritious food, or you will answer yes but will continue eating junk food. B. There are rules in school about cleanliness, orderliness, and beauty. You can not find a trash can near you for the wrapper of your sandwich. How will you show that you are following the rules of your school? You will put the wrapper in your pocket and throw it only when you see a trash can. Or you'll throw the wrapper away when no one is looking. A. Recognizing that each child belongs to a community. Draw a community. Do the specified task using the grasp method. Where do I draw it?
Maybe on a piece of paper, not on a book.
Okay.
Chargers connected.
I don't think I'm supposed to do that. Go creatively draw the community you belong to. Role. You are a young painter. Okay. Let's get this. Lesson 2. Our barangay. In this lesson, you'll be a member of the Sangguniang Barangay. You will draft an ordinance that will help children like you. You will also answer this question. Why is it important that the citizens obey the rules in their barangay? Can you identify the things that can be seen in your community? Color them. Put a cross mark on the things that are not in your community. What are the places that you colored? What is the name of your barangay? The picture shows a barangay, a part of the community. This lesson is about your barangay. Come find out what are expected of you here. Identify what makes up a barangay. Enumerate basic information about your barangay such as its name, location, prominent features, leaders, population, and languages spoken by the people living in it. Explain the importance of a barangay. Recognize that each child belongs to a barangay. Understand the importance of a barangay in the life of a child. Relate to oneself and own family with the roles and responsibilities of members of a barangay. Compare and contrast the model community to a certain place with your classmate. Describe your barangay. This time we will talk about the barangay. Our community is becoming bigger, isn't it? Let us learn more about it. Barangay. The first activity helped you recognize a barangay. Barangay. A barangay is a part of your community and you are part of it. It is composed of the houses of the different families living in it. Stores, schools, playground, churches, health centers, and barangay hall. People interact and help each other in the barangay. Enumerate basic information about your barangay such as its name, location, prominent features, leaders, population, and languages spoken by the people living in it. Fill in the blank with necessary information about your barangay. You have to answer the questions. Did you know the head of a barangay is called the barangay captain? He or she oversees order, cleanliness, and peace in the barangay. The barangay captain. The barangay captain is the head of the barangay. He or she is considered as the mother or father of all the residents in the barangay. He or she is also a member of the community. The barangay captain ensures peace and order in his or her community, as well as the security and welfare of his or her constituents. Cases that involve the members of the barangay are also resolved in barangay hall with the aid of sangguniang barangay members. The barangay captain heads approves or supports barangay programs that benefit the constituents or residents, such as cleanliness and order programs. Wastes are properly segregated and disposed to ensure cleanliness of the surroundings as well as good health of the people living in it. The business permit or permit to operate is secured in the office of the barangay captain. What is the name of your barangay captain? I don't know. How many residents are there in your barangay? The Sangguniang Barangay. The Sangguniang Barangay is also a part of the community. Its members come up with different ordinances for laws and projects that will promote the welfare of their constituents. They are responsible for imposing rules and giving sanctions to those who violate the existing laws of the barangay. The barangay office is the smallest unit in the community, but the people who make up this institution ensure that all the families living in your area are safe and secure. They are ready to give help anytime you need them. Does your family follow the rules in your community, such as those with proper waste disposal? Color the face of your answer. The rules imposed in your barangay are called ordinances. After the discussion on things about the barangay, answer the following questions. What is a barangay? Who is the leader of Okay, board. Remember these. In this lesson, you learned that a barangay is part of community. It is comprised of families. The Sarniang barangay gives direction to all the communities. Okay, I'm going to do that. Explaining the importance of a barangay as a community. Analyze each statement and identify if it is right or wrong through explanation or justification. A barangay is composed of different families. It is correct because I'll say that one. The barangay Read and analyze each statement. Write E on the line if the underlined statement is an effect. Write C if it is the cause. Finish answering something. Read carefully the statement below and identify the community that is being defined. Write the letter of your answer on the line provided before each number. Finish answering it. More answering. Relating to oneself and families, the roles of members of the barangay. You now understand our lesson about the barangay. Draw your symbol for it. Also write what the symbol means. How important is a barangay in your life as a child? How can you help your barangay's programs? For more questions, Lesson 3. The landforms and water forms in our community. In this lesson, you will be a young researcher who will study and analyze the state of landforms and water forms then and now. You will give proof about these such as pictures and reading materials. You will also answer this question. How can we conserve our land, water forms, as well as our family resources? More questions. Study pictures below which can be found in your community. Could be all of them. Share with your seatmate the places you have been to that are the same as those in pictures. Those are different landforms and water forms. Our lesson is about them. Wait, did I talk about this? In this lesson, you are expected to describe the geographical feature of your community. Describe, identify, and enumerate the landforms and water forms found in your community. Compare and contrast the landforms and water forms in the past and at present. Let's talk about landforms and water forms. We will identify landforms that are good for planting. We will also explore landforms that are beautiful tourist spots. We will also talk about water forms that are deep, hot, or great for swimming. We are ready. Are you ready to let us start? Now you're ready to learn the different types of landforms, forms, find out their characteristics. I'm an island. Sometimes I'm alone, but life isn't that sad. My only playmates are the waves and the wind. I am surrounded by water. Come visit and have a tour. An island is a landform surrounded by water. The Philippines is made up of more than 7,000 islands. The Philippines has three major island groups: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I have a picture of the Philippines. I am a mountain. I am the home of birds, trees, and orchids, wild pigs, and boars, monkeys, snakes of all landforms. I am the tallest mountain. I am called your friend till the end. Of all the landforms, what is the tallest? What can be found in a mountain? Why did it say it is your friend until the end? A mountain is the highest or tallest landform. It is rich in natural resources. It is generally cold at the mountain top. In the country, the highest peak is Mount Apo, which is located in Davao. Describe the mountain in or near your community. Is it still rich in natural resources? Ask your older relatives about its current state and how it differs from the past. Also find out any legend about it. Enumerate the products that came from it. I am a plain. I am planted with rice, corn, sugarcane, and vegetables. Different crops do I offer? I am a plain, beautiful to look at, unveiled so fast, greenery is around. A plain is a wide and flat land. The Central Plains of Luzon is an example of a plain. What came to your mind when you heard the word plain? Enumerate the plants that are planted on the plain. Ask the elderly if they notice changes in the plain in or near your community. I am a valley. The soil is rich, the harvest is so sure. Mountains surround me, the minerals flowing in me, promising a bountiful harvest and festivity. Why is it good to plant crops in the valley? A valley is a wild, flat landform between hills and mountains. It is advisable to plant on the valley because the soil here is rich. This is because minerals from the surrounding mountains flow into a valley. Cagayan Valley is an example of this. Is there a valley in or near your community? What products can you get there from the valley? Ask the elderly about the changes that took place in it over time. List these changes in your notebook. I am a volcano. I spew hot magma and molten rocks, but your field will be richer once I calm down. Why do volcanoes spew boiling mud and rocks? A volcano is a landform with a crater. When it erupts, it gives off fire, smoke, ashes, and mud, and molten rocks. A volcanic eruption can destroy lives and properties. Through time, a mud that comes out of a volcano can make the soil rich. Soil. So, some of the volcanic volcanoes are Mayan volcano in Bicol, Taal volcano in Batangas, and Mount Pinatubo in Zambales. What are the characteristics of a volcano? Are volcanoes beneficial to the soil and to humans too? Why? Is there a volcano near your place? I don't think so. Are there legends about it? Have it erupted? Ask the elders in your community about it. I have a plateau. It is nice to visit a plateau, especially when the weather is warm. It is cold and fresh here. You will not feel hot even at noon. Why does the poem say that you will not feel hot at a plateau even at high noon? A plateau is a flat landform on a high place. The soil here is suitable for various crops. A lot of people love to visit places like Baguio City and Bukidnon because of the great view from the top and its good weather. Research on the changes that Baguio City have gone through time, as well as the famous cuisines and traditional music and dances in it. Write them down in your notebook. I am a hill. I am not as tall as the mountains are, with green and grass and plants. I am not that difficult to climb. Come and visit me and join my fresh air. A hill is a landform that is lower than a mountain. The Chocolate Hills and Bohol is an example of it. It is a cluster of hills that are green during rainy season and brown during the dry season. You have learned different landforms. With the help of your teacher, you were able to note the changes that these landforms have undergone through time. Now answer the following questions. What are landforms around you? How do people in your place benefit from these landforms? What are the products that these landforms give to people in your community? Describe the landforms in your community. What did you learn about the history of these landforms? How are they different now? How can you take care of the landforms around you? Why do we have to take care of our landforms? Remember these. Skippy. Waterfalls. Waterfall is an example of a waterfall. It is fresh water that flows and drops from a high place. It's beautiful. Its beauty attracts many tourists. Falls can also be a great source of energy due to its water current. Maria Cristina Falls in Lanao del Norte and Pagsanyan Falls in Laguna are some of the famous falls in the country. Waterfalls. What is a falls? Is there a fall in your country? What is it called? What does it look the same? Does it look the same as it looked many years ago? I don't think so. In what way is it beneficial to your community? Ask the elderly or conduct a research about it. Did you know the Pagayawan Falls in Lanao del Norte is composed of three small falls? The river is a wide and long body of water that flows through mountains and plains into the sea. Fresh water flows in it. Fish abound in a river. A river has many purposes as means of transportation, for tourism, as irrigation, for farming, and a source of products for business and trade. The Lubbock River in Bohol is one example. Delicious fishing. Is there a river in your community? What is its name? Is it clean? Why? Is it beneficial to your community? In what way? Ask the elders or research about the condition, then and now. Write it in your notebook. Did you know the longest and biggest river in the country is the Cagayan River, which is also known as Rio Grande de Cagayan, San Filipino. A creek is a water form that is smaller than a river where one can fish, take baths, and wash clothes. The Nagcarlan Creek in Laguna is an example of a creek. I only heard creek from a cartoon. Is there a creek in your community? Is it still clean as it was used to be? Ask the elderly how it was in the past. Spring. I only heard spring in like hot spring in the game. Spring is a water form that flows out of the ground. Some springs are naturally hot, especially those located near a volcano. It is said that bathing in a hot spring can help heal skin problems and ease rheumatism. The hot springs in Pansel, Laguna are some examples. Is there a spring in your community? What is it called? How does your community take care of your spring? Does it look the same as it used to be? Do research and write what you learned in the notebook. Last page to read. This is 42 minutes long. Mindoro Sampaloc Lake in Laguna, the Twin Lake, Balinsasayao Lake, and Danao Lake in Negros Oriental, and the Taal Lake in Batangas. Is there a lake in community? How does your community take care of it? What is its story? How has it changed through the years? Write the changes in your notebook. Bay. A bay is a narrow waterway that is connected to a sea. At times, ships pass through a bay, especially during bad weather days, since the waves in the bay area are not that strong. The Manila Bay is an example of it. Ask elder members of the family about the state or condition of Manila Bay then and now. Or are there any differences? Write these down on your notebook. Okay, what's the outro? You might laugh at this part.